Coming to you live on Sub Pop Records Radio.
Next up is a track that festival organizers were too sloppy to put you on. And how could we call ourselves Sub Pop without playing Nirvana?
Right, Atticus. Up next is a track about a girl. Yes, you're locked into Sub Pop Records Radio. We finally got our own booth at the Horizon Festival, and we are beyond hyped to bring you the finest noise we've hoarded over the decades.
Honestly, I'm just surprised the organizers let us play this. Usually they just want upbeat synth-pop roster.
Atticus, be nice. But seriously, welcome to Japan, everyone. Let's keep the grid alive. Spinning all your favorite records. This is Sub Pop Records Radio.
If your suspension isn't rattling yet, you're not playing it loud enough. Let's see if we can blow out the speakers in those imported hypercars. Here's METZ or just METZ.
That was a lot of noise.
That's the point, Abby. Now let's clean it up a bit before festival security cuts our power. Going back to 1992 with Love Battery. Out of focus. They say, if you want to change the world, start with yourself. But nobody talks about changing the festival banking system.
Oh boy. Here we go.
If I earned my points back in Colorado, why would I want to grind my way back to the normality?
It's character building, Atticus. Plus, you get to explore Japan from scratch.
I know. And that's why they locked me inside this studio.
That's right, people. You're locked into the studio with us, Abby and Atticus, on Sub Pop Records. Though, we have to be glad we're not locked inside with Amy Simpson.
That would be very unfortunate.
Taking indie to new heights. Sub Pop Records Radio.
You know, the street food scene down at the Daikoku meet is incredible. But I'm still not eating whatever it was you bought on a stick yesterday.
Again, it's character building, Atticus. Builds immunity. Kind of like this next track. Here is Modest Mouse. Don't think about the title too much.
I was in heaven, I was in hell,
Built to Spill, classic from 1999, the pre-millennium era.
You say that like you were actually conscious back then, Atticus. Weren't you literally wearing diapers and eating sand in '99?
Shush, woman. I have very vivid memories of the Y2K panic. It's Carry the Zero, people. Right on Sub Pop. Actually, speaking of carrying zeros, I just watched a folk in a $1 million hypercar lose a drift zone battle to a delivery van covered in anime girls.
Welp, Atticus, sometimes you have to swallow your pride on the streets of Tokyo. Speaking of which, we have a green river for you.
Yeah, you'll have to swallow more than that.
This nation's prouder than ever before. Yes, this is good. In the year. We're more American than anywhere.
Well, I can smile 'cause I could tell. You said girls come to. Can't keep my blood from running cold. First time, fell for the looks. Now I just wanna go for the throat. I tried to tell her 100 times, but you still didn't understand at all. Coming for a fall. Now I wouldn't mind. You swallow my pride. Oh, make me feel alright. Deep inside, I feel alright. Run, coming for the fall. This ain't the summer of love. 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 I don't know what you're thinking of. This ain't the summer of love. This ain't the Garden of Eden. There ain't no angels above. Things ain't what they used to be. This ain't the summer of love. This ain't the Garden of Eden. There ain't no angels above. Things ain't what they used to be. This ain't the summer of love.
You're back on Sub Pop. Pure Seattle grunge history right there.
You know, considering how much rubber these Horizon drivers burn every hour, it's a miracle the sky over Japan isn't permanently gray.
It's eco-friendly tire smoke, Atticus. The PR team assured us.
Oh, definitely. Just like my coffee is 100% ethically sourced from the festival vending machine. All right, let's keep the carbon footprint high. You heard them back in LA, you heard them in England. Now, it's the Japan Sub Pop time. It's the Hot Snakes with This Mystic Decade. Yes, that was a beautiful piece of track. You know, Abby, sometimes I'm wondering, why don't we play commercials here? We're the radio, after all.
Well, what would we even advertise, Atticus?
Good question. A super wheel spin? Step right up and win a pair of shiny gold leggings for your racing suit? Or maybe Yuji's autos? Actually, no. Yuji-san doesn't need our help.
Luckily, we only advertise good music here. Up next is a very nostalgic track by the Sunny Day Real Estate straight back from the 1994 guys.
Long before any of you were born.
Hey
the best, but pretty good. I saw Kono Yuji-san down at the garage today. The man works magic with a wrench.
Well, I just hope he can fix the coffee machine in our break room. Until then, I'm staying in a sleeper hold.
It's no age, people.
Man, that track always makes me want to drive a rusty hatchback straight into a neon billboard.
Please don't give the festival goers any ideas, Atticus. The insurance premiums for this event are already higher than the GDP of a small country.
Right. We wouldn't want to upset the algorithm. Speaking of feeling like the festival drone cameras are always watching you, here's Pronoia by Strange Wilds.
Socks get stained. There are no more innocents. We're all guilty in every way. No way. No way. No way. No way. Toss more bodies on the piles. Simple and hideous while the sun fell. Wear with pride our fake smiles. None to know was our death knell. Wishing we could all stay. To get the grain now, we're gonna grind. No way. No way. No way. No way. Step by step, let's get by yourself, let's get by yourself, let's get by yourself, let's up.
understand the touch. Is this how we'll always feel? We crave and crave and crave. Put ourselves on display. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Keep us helpless. Keep us helpless. Keep us helpless. Keep us helpless. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
On the road
With Sub Pop Records Radio.
It could have been anybody. It could have been any girl, but I'm glad it was me. I'm glad it was you. Met a girl from Austin, Dallas.
That was a beautiful 2021 track from the Lids. Many consider us to be just a forgotten 90s grunge label. But, you know, the scene is always changing, like a moody woman.
I'm here, Atticus.
I know, and that's why we're playing Dum Dum Girls. Soundtrack to your road trip. Sub Pop Radio at Horizon Festival Japan. You're back on Sub Pop, and that was Dum Dum Girls. You know, Abby, many consider us to be American Japanese posers, and that we don't know the culture.
Which is completely unfair. I basically live at the Daikoku parking area now. I've seen more neon underglow, wild body kits this week than in my entire life back in the States.
I bet you've seen more than that. But exactly, we appreciate the art. And to prove we're fully embracing the local street vibe, here is a track that pairs perfectly with weaving through Tokyo traffic. Sort of.
To be an entertained, please look away.
Niki and Atticus here, and have you seen the region mascots? There's a different food or drink for each region. I love it.
What if we do a big mascot trip? Smash through at least 5 in a region, then go and find the best place to get that mascot.
Planning lunch and discovering all the regions? Actually, that's genius. Hey everyone, keep us updated with your mascot journey. Let us know if it'll be as tasty as ours.
If you haven't had enough of me, we'll get in line. And now I'm 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you deserve it now. It's alright.
Here, we're live on Sub Pop Records Radio.
I had trouble when I found my star. I found myself an electric guitar. Well, I was some kind of messed up kid. But look what you did. Look what you did. You made me, yeah. You made me, yeah. Well, I'm not preaching or making a case.
1988.
Sub Pop Records Radio.
This is Sub Pop Records. You gotta love these records. I mean, you have to. But you know what I don't love, though? The pink wristband qualifiers.
Wait, you actually tried the snow routes on Mount Haruna? You?
Hey, I thought drifting just meant letting the car slide a bit. Turns out it actually involves steering. I was backwards in a snowdrift within 4 seconds.
Maybe finally stick to the turntables, Rockstar.
Trust me, I am. Here's the Rebound.
Heartbroken and attractive, a sad sloppiness, looking for approval, easily impressed. The way they say, but why would I listen? I need to know what I've been missing. I'm no one you can trust. All little boy, lonely and curious, lost. Confusion turns me upside down. Lost as quickly as I'm found. Soon enough it turns around. On the rebound. Call it fate, true love. Never forced romance. Fell into a new love. Maybe perfect love by chance. Well, they say, but why would I listen when it feels this good? No one lives their life doing all the things they say they should. Confusion turns me upside down. Lost as quickly as I'm found. Soon enough it turns around. On the rebound. On the rebound. On the rebound. On the rebound.
I'm Abby,
And I'm Atticus.
and you're listening to Sub Pop Records Radio.
Scratching at your window. Oh, it's in love.
It's Abby and Atticus here on Sub Pop, and we've got a note to read here. Listen up.
It just says live leaderboards.
Time attack or drag meets, whatever your preference, get setting some times. You'll be able to see the top 3 times at that specific track. Your current time. Plus, watch it update if you beat the top 3.
These update every week though, so if you want to see your name in lights, get to driving.
underground, underground. There's something that you need it broke. I'm your man, I'm your man. There's something that you need it broke. I'm your man, 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 I'm your man. And when you were young, you would dream of leaving. Now that you're gone, they can hear you breathing. They're just they're just dying to meet you, dying to meet you, dying to meet you, dying to meet you. They want your heart, they want your heart, they want your heart, they want your heart.
We're here. We're live. On Sub Pop Records Radio. What's up, everyone? This is Sub Pop Radio, and Big Scotty T just messaged the DJ group chat. Hold on.
Full DJ Horizon play. Tonight? Is this our version of a work social?
Sounds like a great work social to me. Hide and seek, eliminator. Although, will we all be blasting our own radio stations from the cars?
That could get clashy. Guess we'll find out.
We had our hearts lost, getting our hair caught. your heart.
They said it. They said the word. The 671.
Don't listen to her, people. Just kidding. Sometimes it's all about relating to the community.
And sometimes it's not.
But anyway, we've got a great throwback for you. Back in 2004, they hit the hearts of many US indie fans with their finest album till this day, Thunder Lightning Strike.
That's right, people. It's the Go Team with Huddle formation. absolute banger.
You know what isn't a banger? Watching 12 cars pile up at the intersection near the Neon District today. Just millions of credits worth of carbon fiber flying everywhere. And then, 10 seconds later, everyone just blinks and their cars are magically pristine again.
The festival mechanics work fast, Atticus. Yuji-san and his
Efficient.
team are
Right.
very efficient.
We're clearly living in a simulation where consequence doesn't exist. But hey, as long as Horizon keeps paying Sub Pop the licensing fees, I'll pretend everything is normal. Here's Mass Gothic.
We wake up tired. We wake up tired again. We wake up tired. My head is in your hands. You hold me tighter till pressure is too much. But I say it's alright, 'cause every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night oh, every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night we wake up tired. Your thoughts are miles from here. I make my mind up like several times a year. Really this time, really this time. We want the same thing, but our paths are not the same. Maybe this time, just hold me tighter. I'll hold you tighter. Say it's alright, 'cause every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night oh, every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save my spot till I emerge from the mist. Oh, it's so it always will be there. Just hold me tighter. I'll hold you tighter. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night oh, every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night oh, every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night every night oh, every night you've got to save me. Every night you've got to save me. Every night
You might have heard these guys back in Colorado, but this is the new era, the Sub Pop era. We're so glad to have many sharp minds here.
Speaking of saving people, I saw Keiko pulling her hair out by the VIP tents. Apparently, some driver just spent 3 million credits on a vintage racing legend only to slap a giant anime cat on the hood and put off-road tires on it.
And that's why sometimes I just love staying here in the booth while fulfilling my contractual obligation to play good music.
Piping some hot tea, huh? All right, we're keeping the catalog moving. You probably heard this guy's back in LA too. Up next, the Ruby Sons.
We walked till our souls were thin, then we loved and did it again. We got drunk till the sun went down, but it was funny cause it never did. When up is down, and color isn't color. Father in winter, mother in summer. That's when I realized I never want to live a real life. I'm not ready for the real life. Now I know. Real life wasn't what I wanted. What I wanted was a waste of time. If time is money, then money means nothing. Wherever you are, I'm already then. If then is now, now is never. I never want to live a real life. I'm not ready for the real life. I never want to live a real life. I'm not ready for the real life. Wherever you are, I never want to live a real life. If there is now, I'm not ready for the real life. Never.
I never want to live a real life. Frankly, a song that everyone can sing along to.
And that's why you're here. Sub Pop Radio, from Seattle straight to Tokyo. More than alternative.
Constantly evolving.
Sub Pop Records. If you're taking a long drive up to Mount Haruna, maybe lay off the handbrake for a second and just enjoy the view. The Trip by Still Corners is perfect for that.
Or just floor it and hope you don't fly off the cliff. Either way, we're providing the soundtrack and you are still providing the good news.
Sub Pop. Going out of business since 1988.
Sub Pop Records Radio.
Welcome back to Sub Pop. And apparently we'll have to go outside and take a bunch of photos together in front of something shiny, I guess.
That wasn't really planned.
Come on. It'll be fun. I'll even let you wear the original loser tee.
Count me in.
That's the spirit.
I used to friend with trees.
Wrapping things up with the Swedish Indiatronica. It's Niki and the Dove.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
Close my eyes and wait for the echo. And you came in a hurricane. I watched you in the dark. Never seen nothing like it. No one has matched the spark. I used to follow you for days. I slept beside you, just